Gatsby. I understand you're an Oxford man.
Not exactly.
Oh yes, I understand you went there.
Yes, I went there.
You must have gone by the time Biloxi went to New Haven.
I told you I went there.
I heard you, but I'd like to know when.
It was 1919. I only stayed 5 months. That's why I can't really call myself an Oxford man. It was an opportunity they gave to some of the officers after the armistice. We could go to any of the universities, either in England or France.
Open the whiskey, Tom, and I'll make you a mint julep. Then you won't seem so stupid to yourself.
Wait a minute. I want to ask Mr. Gatsby one more question.
Go on.
What kind of a row are you trying to cause in my house, anyhow?
He isn't causing any row. You're causing a row. Have a little self-control, Tom.
Self-control? I suppose the latest thing is to let Mr. Nobody from nowhere make love to your wife. Well, if that's the idea, you can count me out. Nowadays, people begin by sneering at family life and institutions. Next thing you'll have intermarriage between black and white.
We're all white here.
I know I'm not very popular. I don't give big parties. But I suppose you've got to make your house a pigsty in order to have any friends in the real world. Stay, Nick.
We're almost done here, old sport.
Sit down, Daisy. I want to know what's been going on.
I told you what's been going on. Going on for 5 years now. And you didn't know.
You've been seeing this fellow for 5 years?
Not seeing. No, we couldn't meet. But both of us loved each other all the time. And you didn't know, old sport. I used to laugh sometimes to think that you didn't know. I've got something to tell you, old sport.
Please don't. Why don't we all go home? Can we all please just go home?
That's a good idea. Tom, nobody wants a drink.
I want to know what Mr. Gatsby has to say about it.
Your wife doesn't love you. She's never loved you. She loves me.
You must be crazy.
She never loved you, do you hear? The only reason she married you was because I was poor and she was tired of waiting for me. It was a terrible mistake, but in her heart she never loved anyone except me.
Oh, that's all? You must be crazy. I can't speak about what happened 5 years ago because I didn't know Daisy back then. And I'll be damned if I know how you got within a mile of her, unless you brought the groceries to the back door. But all the rest of that's a goddamn lie. Daisy loved me. Daisy loved me now, and she loved me back then.
No.
You're revolting. You know why you left Chicago? I'm surprised it didn't treat you like one of those little stories of your sprees.
Daisy, that's all over now. Just tell him the truth. That you never loved him, and it's all wiped out forever.
Why? How could I possibly love him?
You never loved him.
I never loved him.
Not a Capulani?
No.
Not the day I carried you from the point bowl in order to keep your feet dry?
Please don't. There, Jay! You're asking too much of me! Why can't we all go home? I can't help what's past. I did love him once. But I loved you too.
You loved me too?
Even that's a lie. She didn't know you were alive. Why? There's things between Daisy and me you'll never know. Things we will never forget.
I want to speak to Daisy alone. She's so excited now.
Even alone, I can't say I never loved Tom. It just wouldn't be true.
Of course it wouldn't.
As if it mattered to you, pig!
Of course it does. I will take better care from you from now on.
You don't understand. You are not going to take care of her anymore.
Why is that?
Daisy's leaving you.
Nonsense!
I am, though.
She's not leaving me. Not for a common swindler who'd have to steal the ring he put on her finger.
I won't stand for this. Can we please just go home? Why does nobody want to go home?
Who are you anyhow? You're one of the bunch that hangs out with Meyer Wolfsheim. That much I happen to know. I made a little affair into my investigations, and I'll carry it further tomorrow.
You can suit yourself about that, old sport.
I don't know where your drugstores were. You and this Wolfsheim bought grain alcohol and sold it over the counter here in Chicago. And that's one of his little stunts. The first time I saw him, I thought he was a bootlegger, and I wasn't far off.
What about it? I guess your friend Walter Chase wasn't too proud to be in on it.
And you left him in the lurch, didn't you? And you left him in jail for over a month in New Jersey. God, you had to hear him over the subject of you.
He came to us dead broke. He was glad to pick up some money, old sport.
Don't you call me old sport. Walter could have you up on the betting loss, but this Wolfsheim scared him into shutting his mouth.
Please, Tom, I can't stand this anymore.
You go home, Daisy. I'm Mr. Gatsby's car. He wants to know you. He knows his little flirtation is over. Want any of this stuff, Nick? Nick?
What?
Want any of this?
No. I just remembered today is my birthday.